everybody, thank you for joining me for my very last video. I'm only going to do 6 of these, I think, unless you really like them and the weather is still decent, and then maybe I can be convinced to do a couple more. We are a little bit closer to the highway this time, so I do apologize for any traffic noise that might drown me out. I will try and review these beforehand, and of course my ever steady hand. So the stone we are visiting today was one that we visited on the Notable Headstone Tour, which was the second one we ever did. The reason I picked it, and then was pleasantly surprised by the person under this stone, is Mary Sackett. This is the stone. It is very, very small, and it's completely dwarfed by the monument next door. One of my favorite photos that anyone has ever taken of me is a photo of me leaning, or I have my hand, wasn't leaning on it, but I had my hand on the monument next door, standing in front of this very tiny demurred stone. And I'm pretty sure everyone on that walk expected me to be talking about this giant stone and was wondering why on earth, like, what is special about this stone? It's just a big monument. And then I pointed this out to them and they went, "Oh, what on earth?" It is literally a piece of cement with tin tacked on it with just little tiny screws. Let me see if I can't quite get that low. But so this is Mary Sackett. She was born in 1815 and was 101 when she passed away. So a very long, colorful life. Let me tell you a little about her. She married for the first time when she was 15. Her obituary is a little cloudy about whether that was on purpose or what, she kind of ran away with her first husband, so to speak. The gentleman next door, William, is her son, likely from that first marriage. If you look at those dates, she would have been about 15 or 16 when he was born. And he actually passed away before her. He was a soldier. I forget what war he was involved in. It was 1906, so I'm sure some history buff can tell me that. War is not my history forte. So anyway, Mary, she outlived 3 husbands in her very long life. Her first husband actually passed away, if I remember correctly, very soon, like a year or 2 after their marriage, and she got married again almost immediately. And she was with that husband a decent amount of time, like 15 years or so. And then her third husband was again a very short one, if I remember correctly. Yeah. She was very well traveled. She was born, oh my gosh, I just read it. I want to say in like Illinois, and then came up through Wisconsin. She and one of her husbands did settle here for a time, and she actually had a daughter that remained living here. And she traveled up through Canada. She spent some time in Missouri and in Minnesota. I think a few years down in the South. And then eventually, the last 20 years of her life, she decided to come back to Augusta, where her daughter was, and she lived with her daughter and her family here in Augusta. She was a very well-liked person. In her obituary, and if you look at the walk notes, I do have the exact line, but basically she was just known for being a cheerful, helpful person, and yeah, just fascinating. She lived so long, and like I said, outlived 3 husbands, and then, you know, was happily single the last 20 or so years of her life. And yeah, just delightful. So often you hear stories of women who, you know, they have no choice but to move home with their daughters or their sons, and for her it was a choice. Like, she probably would have been fine. She had a good 20 years left in her, but she decided to come here and be with family. So I would love to know the story behind this marker, whether it was piety or cheapness, or just, I'm morbidly fascinated. No real macabre death or anything. Just old age. She was 100 at least. Yeah. So that's all I can really say about Mary Sackett without having my full walk notes with me. As usual, those walks are all available on the library website, augustalibrary.org, under the History tab. And yeah, I hope that you will check them out. And while it is still decent out, come out, take a walk in the cemetery. You never know what you'll find out here. Thanks for joining me for these. It's been a lot of fun. If you did enjoy them, please let me know. I would be happy to do some more. I think it would be kind of fun to do a, just kind of a walkthrough of the cemetery, show you what some of my cleaning has been like. But we'll see how long the weather holds out. I think I forgot to do this. Like I mentioned, we are at the north end of the cemetery. So if you come in that third entrance on Highway 12 here, it is the the sixth section, and then the second row back. And she is very, very easy to miss. William Stone is a little easier to see there, and that is the Monteith stone right there. Like I said, thank you for joining me. I hope you've had fun with these. I certainly had fun coming back and revisiting some people, because I don't always get to do that when I'm out here and visiting. I'm just kind of checking condition of the stones I've cleaned, and doing another dose of the D2 to keep them nice looking. And yeah, I don't always get to just sit and chat. So thanks, and I will see you sometime. Bye.